Last week I showcased you guys how much my grocery bill would cost me if I had to restart all over again. But this week I'm going to be showcasing you what I need restock and how much that restock is going to be. So let's get to it. So as we already know, most of the times my carb sources ain't going to be restocked. It's going to be mostly my proteins and my fiber, which is going to be my fruits and vegetables here. So right here with me, I've got my oats. That's gonna be a half. It's halfway used right now. So this week we don't really need to. But if we take a look in the freezer, here again, I only got extra stock of 3 berries back there, so I don't need that. Again, I got this 3-pound blueberries right here. This I'll have to get extra just because it's only the weekend and I'm gonna go through it. Plus 3 pounds is not gonna last me, especially going a cup a day. And of course, pineapple is very low right now. It's about a quarter. So we definitely have to restock on pineapple. That is it for the freezer food section right there. Now we take a look in the fridge. As we can see, we only got this meal prep ground turkey that'll last us for the weekend. And as you can see, there's nothing stocked behind it. So we need to get some eggs. Again, eggs were good right here because we got 60 count, so we don't need that. Again, avocado, 16 cups. Again, we don't need this. And pretty much that's it for the protein. So it's not gonna be crazy, you know. It's gonna be a short grocery haul this week, but just to kind of showcase you what I got stocked up and why I need restock. It's not gonna be much, and just kind of showcase you how I prep my grocery list immensely each week to week. Is what it's based what I just showed you. I look at, take an exam of what I need and how much I got left, and then just play it by there. But without further ado, that's it. We got the list all right here. Let's go get to the shopping.
First up, we're going against bananas like this you mentioned. But bananas are always going to be a source that you're going to need every single week. So bananas are in check. That's going to be part of the food. Now, for me, I always like to start with produce and then work my way around. It depends on what's sort shopping and what you don't. Now, again, like I mentioned last week, Costco. They like to put the bakery on the outskirts too of my path. We can't we can't worry about that. Especially those cookies. Those cookies have done me monstrous similar times damage to myself. It seems like Costco's a very bulky type of store. So they're not your regular size, and more fun size type grocery haul. So what you need to do is you got me saying you are gonna treat yourself, but you're gonna have something that's going to be more to your liking. Either get yourself or go somewhere else. This game possible will do you dirty and it's done me dirty multiple times in my past. Next thing we got on this, again, protein style, we got ground turkey. Again, we go to 6 pounds a week. Pro tip, I hate shopping in the afternoons. I'm so proud of here. But yeah, thing is, honestly, we're almost really done with the grocery list right there because pretty much our main protein source is ground turkey. And again, I already have eggs, so I really don't need to worry about that right now. Again, my last like every 2 weeks. Then with that being said, you gotta figure out what you really like for your protein sources, right? Figure out like again, or you salmon is like you gotta figure out what protein source you really like, right? So it's ground beef, ground turkey, chicken, fish, you name it. You gotta figure out what you like, what combination of dishes you have. Then move forward, then you figure out how much you need to go through for a week. Yeah, for me, I go through 6 pounds, so I know every week comes, 6 pounds is what I need. Is next up, blueberries. Right after that, it's pineapple. It's pretty much our smoothie is taken care of. We just got bananas and blueberries and pineapples. Yeah, and blueberries and pineapples. I juice throughout the entire day. We got protein sources. And pretty much it. Now you gotta get some maple syrup. I gotta get a few things like this. And then we on our way. But yeah, no meal every single week you be seeing is most of the time I don't be able to get the protein sources, right? And the only really foods I need every single week are gonna be fruits, vegetables, maple syrup right here. Fruits, vegetables, and that's really it. And the carb source you seem to use is rice and oats. Again, I don't necessarily need that right now. 'Cause again, that lasts me for a good 2 oats right now, 2 weeks, just because I double my intake now. And then rice is pretty much every every 2 or 3 months, give or take. All right, I just had to do a few things, get a few things extra. So for me, we're starting a new protocol, so I had to get apple cider vinegar. Again, for you guys been following the food challenge, has been following me for a long time. My stomach has still not been 100%, so I've been trying to figure out, do some research until then, and we're gonna move in with apple cider vinegar. Gonna do that right now. Plus, got also some kimchi, some probiotic as well in here, and that's pretty much about it. That's the only 2 pickups I had to really do for the next protocol for myself to move forward, to get myself ready for the stage and make sure my stomach is moving A1. And then additional last piece with pickups of honey, because we did almost ran out right there. But other than that, I mean, it's not much of a big grocery haul right now. So again, as you see, most of my meals are pretty much, generic, same, bland, you name it. But again, it's what works for me. It's what I like. Keeps my grocery list simple. Keeps my meal simple. Just keeps everything simple for myself. So let me go ahead, check out, and see how much this total costs, and we'll go from there. All right, we just got through the checkout, put all the groceries inside the car, and so the total bill, if we include everything, was $130.90. Now, if we were to take all that out, like again, we would take the toothpaste out, the apple cider vinegar, and the kimchi out, the real total would have been $96.52. Again, that's just for my groceries. Again, there are gonna be sometimes, when you go to grocery shopping, you might have to accommodate the price based on what you really need, right? Is it like more gonna be, again, essentials, the daily stuff not the daily stuff, but like the things that you might need on restock that might just come up as time goes on. But if we're just looking just at groceries, just itself, for it been $96.52. So we're done $96.52 plus $139, I believe it was $49. And if we just kind of round up to 100 right now, we're at $239 between the 2 weeks right now. So honestly, it's a little averaging about about 120 per week right now, so it's not really too crazy right now. But again, that's how life is, and that's how you get the groceries. But again, this is for a person that eats about 45 to 4,800 calories a day. So if I can get my grocery bills to averaging 120 for right now within 2 weeks, there should be no problem for y'all to get your grocery bills down to under $100. I can guarantee that. The only reason why you think grocery is so expensive is because you guys are just going into the grocery store, not knowing what you need to get, not knowing like what meals that you guys want to have, and not knowing just in general like how much you need throughout the entire week. Like, I've been doing this for so long now, I figure out what I need week to week basis. Again, what you just saw right there, my grocery cart kind of wasn't much of a haul. I had to get ground turkey. Again, I go through 6 pounds every single week. I go through the pineapple. I definitely be going through those 4 pounds every single week now, since I'm doing a cup and a half. See, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. In terms of like how much I gotta go, and the bananas too. Bananas are every single week. Now, every other week, of course, I had to add additional on top of those original week to week basis. But that's how I know how much I'm going through. And if you guys know that how I go through my meals, I'm just a plain Jane type of dude, y'all. Like, again, I just like to keep things simple, and that's the reason why I like to go out. That's the reason why I like to have my cheat meals on weekend, and that's the reason why I can have fun without guilty, without feeling shame, and just enjoy myself having a cheat meal. And at the same time, it's not restrictive, and at the same time, it's not miserable. I enjoy the process. I enjoy having my clean meal 6 times a week, because again, I know how much my grocery bill is going to be. And also too, I kind of look forward to myself having that cheat meal, just because like it's something that, again, I don't have to worry about like make my own meal. I don't have to worry about trying to prep that meal whatever I want. I don't have to worry about doing dishes on that day too. So there's a lot of things that I like to do on my cheat meal that
that takes away the extra stuff that I have to do. So again, just defeats like all those extra things I've been doing throughout the entire week. Just kind of nice little reset. That's how I look at it. So that's the way I kind of like to do things. And again, me eating the same meals, I got no problem with that. I can eat the same meals every single day for the rest of my life. I got no issues. And I understand that you guys can't do that. Some of y'all just can't eat the same meals. But again, that's why it's crucial to build out a plan, and that's why it's crucial to understand what type of meals you like per meal and per day. Sometimes like, you gotta understand what you like for breakfast, lunch, dinner, how many meals you do per day, and you gotta figure out like how many meals you need to rotate so you don't get bored, so you don't get burnt out, and you got different creations going into it. And the meals doesn't have to be so much complicated. Like I said, do the 4x4 method. Get yourself a protein source. Your fat source comes with a protein. You just sell some type of carb source, whether it's rice, potatoes, bread, whatever that is, and then get yourself some type of fiber. And most of the time, the fiber just comes with lettuce, toppings, vegetables, whatever that looks like, or maybe fruit. So that's pretty much it. Build yourself that combinations, and you're set the way. You're on the way, and you can do that with different proteins moving forward. You rotate it through ground beef, ground turkey, chicken, fish, you name it right there.
I'm still getting the hang of this, but I swear the battery dies quicker than my performance in bed. It's crazy how fast it goes. But I think what I was talking about is like, yeah, you just gotta find the meal combinations that you like. You gotta find like meal rotations. Again, if you're not the person that eats the same meal every single day. So that's my, that's the way I see things, and that's the way like you can make the grocery inexpensive, you can make the grocery fun, you can make it repeatable every single week, or how often times you need to go to the grocery store, just based off again your meals, your plan, and how much you go through a week to week basis. Again, you don't need extra things. You don't need to have a full cart grocery grocery list or grocery haul. You don't need to be having so much. Like even too, sometimes when I look at my grocery cart, I'm like, I trick myself because like, yo, is that all I need? And sometimes that's all I need. Sometimes it'd be like 4 or 5 items and that's it. So that's how it should be. It shouldn't be like a full on cart. Now again, depending on where you're at in your season, depending on again your lifestyle, if you got family and kids and stuff like that, that's gonna be different. But you can still play around. You can still manage how much you need, with the kids and stuff like that. So that is week 2 of the grocery. Again, this is only your grocery haul. So if we were to take out the things that, my protocol and like the toothpaste, this week would have been 96.52. So again, we're almost at 240 for the 2 weeks, but we still got 2 more weeks. We might get it down under 600. We'll just have to see as time goes on. But that is week 2 grocery haul. Out of that, I'll catch you guys in week 3. Peace.